welcome.
That's so good to be with you. And you know what you just said, I forgot about that. Choices always have consequences, right? So when Gavin Newsom did that and said, hey, parents, you don't get a say in what we're talking about and what we're telling your kids, and if they want transgender type changes, you don't get to have a say in it, right? We don't care. Well, you know who cared? Elon Musk cared, and he pulled SpaceX and Tesla out of California and said, look, I told you we're not going to do stuff like that. And so, yeah, two big, massive companies now going to Texas. So choices have consequences, and they just lost a ton of tax revenue in a state where they're desperate for it because there's so much in the hole. But this is where bad policy is going to have economic consequences, right? Yes. So we're seeing that, and we're going to continue to see that, right? So, I guess that's a good segue into, Biden dropping out last weekend.
Yeah.
I mean, you're making a connection between Elon Musk pulling out SpaceX and Twitter from the state of California, and then Tesla. Biden and Tesla, and between that and Biden stepping out of the presidential campaign,
or Gavin Newsom.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I mean, so choices have consequences, right? So this is where
that's the connection.
Gavin Newsom.
That's the connection, right? Okay. So you look at what was done, and he said, no, there's no way I'm going to drop out, right? And then you had, a bunch of top Democrats said, you need to drop out, right? Yep. And then the big donors said, we're not going to actually fund anything anymore until you drop out. But he was resilient. It's like, I'm not dropping out. Well, then Obama was like, I think the puppet master.
Yep, exactly.
Like Obama must be God, because he says, I'm not stepping down unless God Almighty comes down and tells me himself. And he must have
been his God.
He must have done it.
I think it was. And so Obama basically didn't want to support him in that. And so he's gone. So in a day, right? He said, I'm done. So here's what comes next, right? It's like, to me, different opponent, same result. Right. I don't care if it's Kamala or Hillary or Michelle Obama or Gretchen Whitmer. They're all the same. They're all basically following the Obama mantra of community organization. Let's get people under our control. We'll keep giving them free stuff to get their votes, and we're going to get rid of private capital, and we're going to have the worst diplomacy and worst foreign policy in the history of the world. Right. And so to me, if I were Trump, it's like, well, might make it a little more difficult because my opponent is now somebody who can actually talk. Right. But the message should be the same from Trump, because every single one of those people are going to have a very similar policy. They're still going to have the stinking open border. They're going to have zero, foreign policy when it comes to the Muslim nations or what's happening with Yemen and Israel or China and Taiwan or Russia and Ukraine. It's all going to be the same, just a different person. So the economic outcome of that, it literally doesn't matter which ones of those anti-American people that actually runs on the Democrat side, because, and I say anti-American because their policies are anti-American. They're more communist than they are free markets.
Yep.
Right. They don't want religious freedom. They don't even want tolerance like they say that they want. Right? Oppose them and show you how much tolerance that they have. Right. It's like, ugh. So it's going to be the same message, just a different voice possibly speaking it, which doesn't change Trump's message at all. Yep. So you look at that, and I think this is why this battle is so important right now, because we're at the point where you can make one bad decision and you can overcome it, right? Thinking growing up as a kid, right? And or anytime you make two bad decisions, you can overcome it. You make three, it's like, okay, now it's getting a little bit harder, right? And so how many bad decisions can you make before you've hit critical mass, and one more bad decision causes you a massive amount of harm to your life, your lifestyle, to future generations in your family or whatever, right? It's like the wages of sin is death kind of a thing. It's like you keep going down this path and it's not going to be a good outcome. So this is where I see America, right? But now, over the weekend, last weekend, when it seemed like everything was going wrong all at once,
Yep.
whether we talked about it on the last show, the flights being grounded and all this stuff happening. And but Israel bombed Yemen, with these missile strike like nothing I've ever seen. It's like, oh my word, that port was destroyed. And so what were they doing? It was retaliation from the Houthis doing something in Israel. So they said, okay, we're just gonna get rid of their 70% of their economy in this port. I mean, that fire was massive. I mean, that is massive strikes, right? So now what's the consequences of that? Right. So, like we're talking on the show, choices have consequences, right? Both good and bad. Well, what does the Muslim world think of America and Israel, the great Satan and the little Satan, right? So they want to get rid of them. So on an event like that, we're kind of pulled into Israel, America is, because they don't like either one of us, right? It doesn't matter which one of it did it. You're both going to kind of be pulled into that at the same time. So here's where I think, and I'm not prophetic in the sense of what do I think is going to happen next. It's not like thus saith the Lord kind of a thing, but this kind of thing is very unifying for the Muslim population. And I wouldn't be surprised if you see the black flag of jihad flying over masks as the Houthis and the Hezbollah and Hamas and Taliban and ISIS and every other faction starts pulling together and saying, we have got to stop this, right? So now what did Putin do after that strike? Again, choices have consequences. He decided we are going to fund the Houthi rebels, right? So now Putin is funding the terrorist group out of Yemen. So basically, for all intents and purposes, Russia and Israel are at war with each other.
No,
it's like,
that's bad.
Right? So again, geopolitical tension, conflict, turmoil is going to have an impact, not just on something that somebody would think that I would normally say, like, oh yeah, that kind of stuff does cause gold and silver to go up. It absolutely does. Tension, chaos always does. But this is the kind of thing, like after 9/11, when you had the Patriot Act, I think our freedoms are now going to start to erode because politicians in America and all over the world are kind of afraid to actually take bold decisions against terror groups, because out of fear, they're like, well, if I do this, then it's going to be all over the world. There's going to be all these attacks. We've got all these sleeper cells all over America. And what's going to happen? So let's just do nothing. Right. But ultimately, somebody's got to do something. Right. Because you got to put an end to the fighting somehow, some way. I don't know how. God knows how. Let's pray our way out of it. Right. But that kind of stuff, I think, does get worse before it gets better. And under the current administration, I don't see it getting any better, because if history is an indicator of the present and the future, they're not going to do anything about it.
Well, no, a lot of their parties comprised of terrorist sympathizers, as well as most of the college campuses in America. You know, they've been working in this Marxist ideology and like what's that, jihadist sympathizers as public speakers, as guests on campus, as professors on campus. And so they've sort of created a space where you can't really speak out against it.
Well, you're right. And, there's proposed bills talking about anti-Semitism, right? It's like, okay, but these are pretend bills, right? Because I think the consequences from this are absolutely devastating. It's like, we want to make it illegal for anybody to talk about killing anybody that's Jewish, right? And I was like, great, that's awesome. But outlawing in what way? Banning the speech, banning the free speech, right? So what book in the history of the world talks more about killing Jews than any other book? The Bible. I mean, look at what happened to Jesus. Look what happened in the Old Testament. So they could actually outlaw the Bible with a supposedly good bill that talks about, let's make anti-Semitism illegal, right? It's like, are you sure you want to go down that road? Right? How about just free speech? But I understand.
Right.
That's a great point.
At least Christianity, everything from Matthew forward to the right is going to be under attack. They already are locking up grandmas that were speaking out against abortion and sitting in on clinics. So it's like that wouldn't be shocking.
Now, I'm not saying that I like everybody's speech.
No,
right.
I'm not. Everyone has an opinion to what they believe. Now, don't make it violent, right?
Mm-hmm.
Don't hurt people. Don't hurt other people's property. But this is where we're living in such an era where it's like, yeah, let's criminalize any kind of hate speech. But the Bible has all kinds of stories about how villages and whole towns were like erupted in fire, right? And it's like, Jesus' death on the cross was hate speech against him. So you can't actually tell those stories anymore, right? So they don't want to talk about the Holocaust. They don't want to talk about this. They don't want to talk. See, but there is consequences to that. And I think most people aren't thinking clearly on what the next step might be. And that is to actually use something like that to eliminate the Bible, right? So we just have to be careful. The point of all of this is choices have consequences. What we're seeing with the strike in Yemen, what Putin did, now funding terror against Israel, right? He's going to fund the groups in Yemen. It's like, good grief. And then you've got everything that's happening everywhere else around the world. You still have Russia and Ukraine, which is taking a back seat to all of this, right? And you've got China and Taiwan, which is actually going to be possibly a big, nasty conflict that nobody's even talking about, but yet it's there. And nobody's talking about the Russian nuclear warships that are off the coast of Florida, because the Middle East conflict is becoming so hot and heavy. And nobody even really just wants to talk about that because Biden pulled out of the race, right? It's like there's so much stuff happening right now that people don't know which bad news is more important than the other news. And so you're going to see all kinds of stuff just kind of go under the rug here. It's like, okay, let's it's just bad. It's just bad. So we have to be wise. We have to be discerning. We have to understand the times that we're living in so we can act accordingly.
And, you kind of mentioned it here on the show earlier, but anytime that you've talked about that there's geopolitical conflict, war time economy, all of those things, you always talk about silver and gold always go up during that time. And I can't think of a time where there's more geopolitical conflict and unrest that we're seeing right now.
Well, it's one of the major impulses, right? I guess always is a really strong word because you can never use always in anything, right? But I would say 99.9%, right? So when you have conflict, fundamental erosion of the pillars that would cause it, it is a flight for quality type of investment. The more inflation you have, the more things cost, and gold and silver are things. So whether you're looking at it economically, politically, geopolitically, just the complete madness that's going on, in domestic, not geopolitical, just domestic politics, what's the election going to look like? What are things going to do here? Are we going to have bank crisis here like they had in China last month? All of those things cause flight capital to leave normal traditional asset categories, go into gold and silver. So that's why we're just going to follow that. That's biblical wisdom, understanding the times, getting out of harm's way, being a wise steward with what you have, and just taking that first leap of faith to do something about it.
Oh, that's huge. And the first leap, faith, Flyover family, is just to get a free consultation. It doesn't cost you any money whatsoever to find out what are your options, what can you do during this time. And the way that you can do that is to go to flyovergold.com. It's a landing page. When you scroll down to the bottom, there's a place you can fill out your information. When you do that, someone from Dr. Kirk's team will get a hold of you to set up a free consultation. It is free to get your questions answered, or you can call 720-605-3900. Again, 720-605-3900 to set up that free consultation.
If you've been thinking about it and you're like, I need to, or I'm going to, but you're like, apprehension is created by lack of clarity, and the clarity comes from having this conversation. So do have the conversation. We've been putting it off. We did it again last Friday. We reached out and did it again. We do it almost every month, if possible, moving from fake money into real money, and that is the way that we survive and come out ahead.
That's exactly
in this
right.
time. So reach out 720-605-3900. Talk to them. Best teams, the best people you'll ever talk to right there.
Dr. Kirk, thank you so much for your time. We really appreciate it.
It's my pleasure. Thanks a ton.
This is a crazy time to be alive.
Well, just in our lifetime, used to be where you'd hear your grandparents talk about how cheap gas was and stuff, and it was 75 years before, 50 years before.
And so we've seen a lot of changes since Biden took office. $700 more a month
than what you needed in January of 21 when he took office.
You might hear these kind of things and think, oh, that's overwhelming. I can't control the government. I can't control what they're doing. I can't control the spending, but we can take care of ourselves.
You want to make sure that you're buying bullion from somebody that you can trust and someone that does not charge you a commission when you go to sell.
If there's gonna be a commission, have it on the front end, not the back end when it skyrockets and now you're like, oh my gosh, look at this big, huge commission I gotta pay because it's on the back end before I sell it.
You can buy an ounce of silver for $23. So this is something everybody can get into. And if silver goes to $50, if it goes to $75, if it goes to $100, all of those profits are yours. And that's happening while the dollar is buying less and less at the actual grocery store.
So you can go to flyovergold.com, fill out your information. When you do that, someone from Dr. Kirk's team will get a hold of you to set up a free consultation. It doesn't cost you any money whatsoever. Or to do the same thing, you can just call 720-605-3900. Hello, Flyover family. Join me every Wednesday for the Prophetic Report at 11:11 Central. You can find it on Rumble. You can find it on the Flyover app. We have such an incredible time of hearing from all of these different prophetic voices like Robin Bullock, Julie Green, Barry Wunsch, Amanda Grace, and Hank Kuhneman. Every week, it's either 5 or 6 different prophets that are speaking, and what's interesting is God is speaking through them, and all of these voices come together like puzzle pieces. It is so exciting to hear what the Lord is saying. We're hearing from medical. We're hearing from military intelligence. We're hearing from the financial world. We're hearing from mainstream media. But the most important is, what is God saying? He has not fallen off the throne. He's not nervous. He's not chewing his nails. He is in control. He has plans to prosper us and not to harm us. What a great time to be alive, and I'm so excited for you to join me every Wednesday at 11:11. We hope you've enjoyed this episode of the Flyover Conservatives podcast with David and Stacy Whited. Please subscribe, hit the notification bell, and leave us a comment below. Lastly, if you enjoyed today's podcast, share with those who came to mind. Be blessed and make it a great day.